What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Alright guys, we got a moon video for you today, and this is from Apollo 8, and it's from the far side of the moon. Now the find I'm about to show you is not mine. This is from a gentleman named William Benton, and I'm going to show you this right here. We can just go like this, jump over to here. Now this is his post from Facebook, so again, this is not my find, this is his finds. And you can see right there at the top, he put 1968. This is a film taken by Apollo 8, while they were on the Apollo 8 mission, on the far side of Earth's moon. And of course, he's got the links, and of course, you guys will get the links too. He says, I was watching the video today, and at the 1 minute, 14 second mark, I saw what I thought was a double ringed crater. I took a snapshot from the video and played with the image that includes 4 craters, of course, quote unquote, right? Well, these are like no craters I have ever seen. I don't think these are craters at all. I think all 4 of them are constructed walled anomalies, and he may very well be right. I'm going to show you that too. The smaller one seems to stand well tall of the surface. To me, it is an amazing image. I'd love to hear opinions from everybody. This is only my opinion. Cheers. And of course, he says image number 1 is a clip from the video showing the time and location. Image 2 is my enhancement. And you can see it right here, and he's not lying. I'll show you this in a second here. Let me go ahead and zoom into this, and I'll show you this much better. But you can see right here, and I'm going to show you we can get the video. It's on YouTube, but it's also on the NASA site as well, or the IROC site, and I'll show you that. And you can see where he's got what looks like the walled, structures, some down here as well. And he did a very good job on this, so, good job on that, William. No doubt about it. It looks pretty sweet. Now, let me show you where you can find it right here, and it's in LROC, and you can see it right here, www.iroc.asu.edu, and you see images, archives, so on and so forth, right? First, to see the far side. Now, you can see right here, again, we got these washed out images. Man, this drives me insane. You look at the Earth, it's pretty darn clear, right? Nice and clear. Look at the moon, barely any details at all. What's going on with that? So, anyway, you can scroll down, and the reason why I'm going to give you this page, because it gives you a little bit more to look at, as opposed to just the YouTube video, right? So let's scroll down. You can see right here, first photograph, black and white, taken at the famous Apollo 8 Earthrise sequence. The following images were acquired with color film, and of course and here's the ID number for the photo, AS08-13-2329, NASA. So NASA gets the credit for that. Again, it's funny and it's frustrating how, like I said, you can have such fine detail on the Earth and kind of crap imaging on the moon. Should be much clearer because it's much closer, right? And I don't care if the Earth itself is out of focus. Who cares? It's about the moon in this photo. And, this is the reason why a lot of people say, well, they didn't go. I believe they did, but there's 2 sides of it. In other words, a lot of these may be faked, but yet they did go to the moon. And you guys know my stance on this. I think they were there for much more reasons than just, gee, let's see how old these rocks are. And it's just basically geological kind of thing going on up there. I don't think that's the case at all. So when you look at these, yeah, washed out, hardly any detail, no shadows, no nothing in it, right? And you can get out here. Now, this one's pretty good. This is a pretty darn good photo right here. And you can see it right here. Rugged far side highland terrain, McKellar crater, and of course 50 kilometers in diameter. In the right foreground, that says half on picture. The peak in the background rises 6,500 meters or 21,325 feet. Of course, it gives you the photo ID as well. AS08-13-2320. This is what we want to go down to see right here. And you can see it right here in the bottom, lower left. I stopped it right here at the 1 minute 15 seconds. Now, he had 1 minute 14. Same difference, right? And I'm going to just go ahead and get away from that. I'm just going to go ahead and enlarge that. And you can see what he's talking about right here. Now, because a lot of this has already been washed out, you can see it, especially on the left-hand side. Look at this. Completely washed. At least, I would say, a good 85% of it's washed out. And then you got hardly any of this here. What's up with that? See how it looks like completely dark and completely light here? It's just weird how they do that. Anyway, let me show you, again, you've seen what William had, which, again, great finds on his part. Let me go into Photoshop. And because this way here, I can actually go into this a lot more for you guys and try to bring a little bit more of this out. And then I'm going to show you what I found, which was pretty interesting, right? So let's do this. All right. Again, you can see this. I'm going to go in a little further. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more for you guys in a second. But let's just go a couple of these steps. trying to bring this out with different ways of doing this and enhancing. But just this alone, guys, let's just do this. Look at this. This is the standard photo. Nothing done to it. Look at this right here. You got these pieces what appear to be standing up. See this? You got what looks like this straight wall, and it kind of has a curvature right here. Goes out like this. You got these pieces here, and you have like these other objects inside here, right? Other pieces sitting here. This to me is pretty cool, but I'll tell you what, it's a pain in the rear end to get out. So what he did was really good. I mean, he did a great job of bringing this stuff out because it's really tough. You can see the difference, man. I mean, it's crazy. And, you know, basically he tried to highlight it so that he can bring in what he could of the actual walls and so on and so forth. So, believe me, if this was on the other side, meaning over here, on this side, it'd been so much easier, right? Now, let me show you this again because I was trying different ways to bring this out the best I could. Let's go to here. This is a second. And again, guys, you can see this has actually got some height to it right here. You see this wall goes like this, comes around, but it's got height. See that? Now, let's keep going on this. That's okay. Now, I was doing other parts of the photo. That's why these other couple didn't seem to do anything. All right. Now, again, I tried to bring this in a little bit more for you guys. What I seen was pretty wild is that it does look like it has this ring kind of thing around it. And then you got the inside. Looks like structures or something going like this here. It looks like pieces standing up like this here. And there's 1, 2, 3. It looks like he said, a double ringed kind of, you know, crater. And it looks like there's like right here. And it has this curved piece. But what I noticed too is like these taller objects, looks like they're standing like this. This one's kind of fudged out. You can't really see it. But nonetheless, you can see what looks like this wall thing. Actually, this is supposed to be a little lower. And other pieces, right? So, okay, so let's get into this a little bit more. So I'm trying to bring it out as much as I can. And you start to see these other little pieces too in here, right? Let's keep going. So now I try to brighten it up, and you can see it's starting to come out a little bit better, right? All right. And then what I do is I just try to bring it out the best I could. Now, I did find another way to do it, and so I jumped into, I said, well, let me go to this here. So what I do is I put some filters in, and I brought it out the best I could. Again, this is kind of this, it's almost like they put this blur over it to hide any kind of features and any kind of detail. Detail is everything. If you have no detail, can't see the objects in question, right? So let me just back out just a little bit here so you can get a look at the overall. Well, I don't know what the heck this is on the bottom here. I'm not sure what to make of that or this. But look at the way these things are. Let's say something going up like this. And you can see these objects that are up and over of this wall of this crater. Now, is it possible this is still the wall of the crater? Sure, it's possible. I don't see how with the way this thing is set up like this. And you can see it actually has height. See it? Whoops, went a little crazy with that. But you get the idea, right? And then you got this one here. You can see these, what look like structures. And right here, you can see what looks like this may actually be taller right here. And it looks like it may have some height down there. And you can see these 1, 2, 3, these objects right here. And just happen to be lined up perfectly. See that? They just happen to be on the side of each other perfectly, right? Just have a good look at these things with your magnifiers, guys. This is where you start to see the craziest stuff. See, when I back out of this a little bit, then you have a look. You just pause the video and look at some of these little objects and structures down here. This is cool because when you see that, look at they look like little round pieces, items sticking straight up on it, you know, into the air. Pretty cool stuff, right? I think that's pretty cool. And I think the idea is that when he found this, you can see this right going like this, going around. Again, these structures here. And you can tell that it has a wall because check this out. There's actually a shadow right underneath it. So I don't know if the light's coming directly from here and it's coming down. And of course, it's casting a little bit of a shadow. It's hitting the wall here, casting a shadow down to this area. See it? So to me, this thing is like, this is off the ground, almost like a bowl type thing. And I said that about some of the craters. Remember I said that they have like that weird, they look like a bowl and it's just sitting on the ground. And this may be one of them kind of sort of like that, right? How about this object way in the back, which I did not highlight? Look at this. Looks like something just laying right there on the side, almost on the side of this other crater. Got all kinds of crazy looking things in here, guys. This thing right here, I'm not sure what that is. That may be part of the lunar surface. Hard to tell. Another object right here. But you notice this object, when you look at it, and again, it's not very clear, but you can see what looks like this thing is squared off right here. See this? And then it kind of has a wall to it here. But it looks like it's squared off, and whatever this object is, and this object here, and I'm going to back out, so you guys can have a better look, and maybe use your magnifiers in there too. Pretty cool. As far as I'm concerned, listen guys, as far as I'm concerned, we don't know how long this moon's been really here. There's been times where the ancient civilizations have talked about the time before the moon was there. It's hard to tell. I wasn't there. But what's crazy about this is that we don't know how long things or people or humanoids or whatever it may be have been visiting this moon. Because I've seen pictures, and I've showed you guys, just go back to some of my recent moon videos, where it looks like there's objects inside craters, crashed craft, things that looks like it's been sitting on the lunar surface, God knows for how long, right? So let's go on to this side, because this is pretty cool. I want to show you this. Speaking of structures and crashed craft and stuff, like this item right here. Right in here. Look at the way that thing is in here. Does this. Looks like it comes down like this here. Goes up like this, goes back down. Goes around here like this. You can see it comes down like this nice little angle. Little white piece coming down. And it's on this so-called platform, but the platform's actually off the ground as well. You guys can see that. Well, I actually went over what looks like a circle right here too. See this? Goes like this. Goes around. I mean, you guys see that? That doesn't look normal to me. That doesn't look something that's natural, right? And you can always see these other little pieces in the back right here. 1, 2, 3, just perfectly lined up. This item right here almost looks like this pyramidal shape kind of thing coming up. See that? That's in the photo, guys. It's right there. All right. This is what I found interesting in here, because there's a lot of crazy little things. This item right here, you see this? Looks like a crater, and I would agree. However, what's in the crater doesn't look natural at all. It looks like some kind of weird craft or structure right here in the moon. Right here in this crater. Let me show you that a little bit better. See that right there? What is that? To me, that's pretty wild. What do you guys think? Bring it down a little bit. Right there. See that? Now, what you will notice, and this is pretty cool, guys. What you will notice is a little objects like this here. Okay? Check this out. Now, there's something glowing here that's bright. And this is the reason why you get this smear mark right here. See this? Right here? Because if you try to bring it out, it's already lighter here to begin with. You can see it. And then when you try to bring it out, this is what happens. Now, let me just back up just a little bit. But look at the actual, looks like flat areas with these objects all around. This right here has this piece sticking out. Perfectly round. And it looks like it has a piece that's doing this. Almost like a diamond-shaped type thing. You've got platforms down here with this white spot right smack dab in the middle of it. This piece here. I'm not sure what to make of that thing. This object right here. And the reason why I say this object is look at the way this thing is designed. This is crazy. See, it's coming down like this here. Goes across. Has this round piece. To me, this is structural. Or craft. Doesn't matter what it is, right? Couldn't tell you. See it? And again, this object right here, I'm not sure what to make of that. That's crazy. But again, they make it, well, first of all, they brighten up everything that has a lighted signature, right? And then what they'll do is they'll go over it with this, like this washout kind of thing to the photo. So again, leaves no detail. And of course, when you try to enhance this thing, it becomes so bright that you can't see any detail in it. So now you have to try to tone everything down, right? So I put a couple of little filters in here, darken this up a little bit. Also did this right here, but when you look down at this thing, you can see these areas that are connected to each other. Like this is round here, comes over to another one, and then that goes down from there. Yeah, these roads, what the heck are these things, guys? Look at this, all connected somehow. What are they? Object right there, like I said earlier. And look at the way these things are. This is cool. You know, a lot of you guys said things about, hey, maybe they're mining the moon, and that's a very good possibility. Is it other beings that have been mining the moon? Because, you know, you go back to the Sumerian tablets where they talk about how they were mining the moon, Mars, and I believe a couple of moons from Saturn, I believe it was, or Jupiter. I could be wrong. You guys can correct me if you've read up on it. And this kind of fits. Every time I look at something, we see something on Mars. It looks intelligently made. On the moon, looks intelligently made. So, do these stories go together? Do they go hand in hand? I believe they do, right? There's something else in here. I want to show you guys this. This is cool. I'm not sure what to make of this. This is like a total cluster up in here. I'm not sure what this is. Check that out. When you look at it, it appears to be a crater, right? Right here. I don't believe it's a crater at all. I think it's something much different than that. You can see something right here, like this big gray object. See this? If you look at this item closely, I'm going to bring it in. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 holes in it. You see that? It's kind of hard to see in here. There's 3 holes, and it looks like it's got this arch-shaped type thing to it. Comes down like this here. See that? Right there. Here's another object. It's pretty wild. Right here. And whatever this thing is right here on top of it, I didn't see it until I decided to try to bring it out just a little bit and check this out. It has a design to it. There's something right here in the back doing this. And you can see this object actually comes out like this. Again, we got the other side that does this. We've got these whited areas like this here. I'm not sure what to make of this, guys. I don't know what this stuff is, but they're large, okay? And a lot of people say, man, you got to show me some kind of scaling. It's hard to do that when they don't even supply the scaling here, guys. The only thing, like I said, the only thing you could possibly do is get an idea what craters these are, and it does describe it on that page. You will get that page. Not all of these are described in the size or what they are to begin with, so therefore you can't look up the actual crater, right? So it makes it a little bit more difficult to get the size, but let's do this. Let me just back out. Look at the size of whatever that is right there. And the object over here, these objects built into this. I don't think these are craters at all. I think there's much more to them. Now, I'm not saying they can't be craters. I'm saying there's probably objects in the craters and things that are made to look like the craters. But you guys, as always, get the last word. You can tell me what you think is going on here, right? Let's have a look over here. And to me, guys, this is like, wow. And like I said, I believe, just by looking at a lot of these photos, that this moon's been visited for millions and millions of years. And if these objects, like this one in question, because again, there's no way to vet this, it's pure speculation as to what it is. It may be a craft or some kind of structure. But when you look at that, if it is thousands of years old, then we're just basically babies, man, just learning how to walk. And you know what? We ain't got crap on these guys as far as like, technologically advanced, so on and so forth. They're just going, oh, look at this poor guy. He's just learning how to walk. And that's basically how they probably view us. Now, a lot of people say, well, I believe these aliens are demons. I believe that they could be evil and so on. Listen, Just my opinion. These guys are so far advanced that they could just annihilate us with ease. Come on now. I don't believe that they're evil in any way, shape, or form. I just believe that they're humanoids or some kind of other aliens that are just much more, technologically advanced and much older than we are. Okay? And maybe they're just watching over us. And I believe that may be the case. I don't know. You guys can always give me your thoughts. I like to give you guys my thoughts at the end of the video. Look at this one. This is something that just popped out. It looks like it's hexagon shaped. Whoops, kind of made it a little sloppy there, but you guys get the idea. But look at the shape of that thing. Yeah. And you've got these other things that look like they're on platforms. Look at this funky looking shape thing right here. Goes like this. Look at that. That is crazy looking, that. I'm going to jump on off of this. As always, comment down below. I know a lot of you guys actually do a lot of research of your own. What do you think about the moon? Do you think it's been visited for X amount of thousands of years? Maybe not at all. Do you think there's nothing on the moon at all? It's nothing more than just rock and dust? I want to hear that too. Do you guys, again, I believe the moon has been visited. Based on what I've seen on this moon and on the lunar surfaces, I believe that this moon's been visited for thousands of years. Things have crashed into it, maybe couldn't take back off from it. There was stories, ancient stories about there was wars on the moon. Maybe that's what we're seeing, craft that lost the war, so to speak, right? And it just crashed into the lunar surface. How do we know? It's pure speculation, don't get me wrong, and it's kind of bordering on the sci-fi, but how do we know? We don't know that. We're just, going by what we've been taught all our life, and, it's kind of hard to comprehend and stray away from what you've been taught. We may be actually witnessing something that's been around for millions of years, and we're just discovering it now. Anyway, guys, give me your thoughts. Like, share the video as always. You guys know I appreciate that. And I appreciate every time you guys get on here and comment and, leave me the thumbs up and stuff like that. And I love the idea that you guys are researching this stuff yourself. So keep on doing what you're doing. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one.